Howdy do there, folks. It's Connor, and this is going to be a new segment I do where I just talk about my experiences with gaming, or just general banter and ramblings. First off, I should get to the reason I haven't been uploading videos in the past week. This is nothing new. I mean, I take breaks from recording all the time, but the previous two times have been due to Windows fucking up and destroying my computer. So I got a new headset, a USB headset that I got because sound was bleeding into some of the recordings. I plugged it in, I put the DVD in to install the software, and then it required a restart. I restarted the computer, went to get something to eat to make myself a little bit of dinner. When I come back, it had started to install Windows 10, even though I had set it up, my computer, so that I would never hear from Windows 10 again. I don't know what happened, but it installed Windows 10. In the process of installing Windows 10, my computer kind of crapped itself. I lost a lot of saves. Luckily, I have the Last Roman campaign backed up. I'm just trying to get myself out of debt because that is a massive problem right now. I've had to, dismiss a lot of my troops just because of the upkeep cost, and I'm still not in the black. So they are going to be coming as soon as I can get, the game into a state where it's enjoyable to watch. Then I'll be heading for Italy or possibly Spain. It sounds like a good idea to start up our new empire in Spain. I like the whole island and, being in a defensible position. I like the islands we're on right now. Maybe I'll head for Syracuse, who knows. But yes, what I'm going to be talking about today is my experiences with gaming and which games have affected me the most throughout my life. Now, I have been gaming from I was really, really young, like 2 or 3. First with the Super Nintendo and the Sega Mega Drive, which is also the Sega Genesis in the US. And I played a variety of games. Golden Axe, I can't even name all the games. Sonic, Super Mario, Zelda. I played a lot of games. But the ones that have affected me the most are games later on, like The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which is my favourite game of all time. And my second favourite game, Final Fantasy IX. Now, a lot of people say that Final Fantasy isn't as good as, the previous games. Like, it's an amalgamation of all the Final Fantasies into one, and it kind of is. But I also see it as having the best parts of every other game, and yet remaining kind of unique. The characters are interesting. The story is really, really, really interesting. The humor is incredibly funny, like Steiner, and you'll instantly fall in love with the black mage Vivi, or Viv. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Vivi. Sometimes the Japanese pronounce the names differently than we would read them ourselves. So, yeah, I got that game when I was around 8 or 9. My friend, well, my next door neighbour, he had Final Fantasy 7 and he would never let me play it. I would always watch him play it, but he would never let me play it, never let me borrow it, that kind of guy. So for my ninth birthday, I went with my mum to a store called Woolworths, which isn't around anymore. I can't say that word properly. Woolworths. Yeah, that place. And they didn't have Final Fantasy 7. They had a very, very small selection of PlayStation games, and that was my main console at the time. I didn't get the Nintendo 64 until a little bit later. But the lady behind the store, my mum told her it was my birthday, and I wanted that game because my friends had it and I couldn't get it myself. And the lady said, "Oh, you know what? We have a game that's coming out in about 3 or 4 days. I'm not really allowed to sell it now. It's called Final Fantasy IX. Do you want that?" And I was under the impression, wait, that's Final Fantasy IX. That's the latest one. That can't be as good as 7, can it? I don't know why I was that cynical at that age. But she said, you had to be 12 years to play this, so my mum just bought it for me, and I went home and played it. Now, as soon as I started playing this game, I couldn't stop. I completed the game like 6 or 7 times over. I was obsessed with it. I pretty much was with any game that I liked at that age. I would play it over and over and over again. I would play the boss fights over and over and over again until I could beat them. At that age, I wasn't aware of grinding out XP like I would do nowadays. I would just play and play and play until I beat the boss, and to be honest, that made it a lot more enjoyable when you did beat the boss. I did have anger issues when I was playing it. I would get really pissed off when I couldn't beat the boss, but overall it was a really, really amazing experience, especially concerning gaming. So it's one of my favorite games of all time, and you know what? A few Final Fantasy games hold a special place in my heart. Final Fantasy X, although it's the first Final Fantasy game with voice acting, the voice acting in places was really, 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 really bad. But the story was amazing. The romance in it, I wasn't really into that sort of thing at that age, but the romance in it was pretty good. You believe that these two characters did feel the way they felt about each other. Orin, awesome character. He's such a badass. Still one of my favorite gaming characters of all time. And you know what? I actually don't like Final Fantasy VII that much. I think Sephiroth is an awesome villain, but I think Cloud is very bland. I think a lot of the characters are really just bland. Cloud doesn't really talk much, and he's so... I don't know, I don't like the character. That's not to say it's a bad game. It's just not my favourite. I do like it. It's just not my favourite Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy VIII, I have yet to play. I looked at it, I didn't like the look of it. I have not played it. Final Fantasy 6, I played it a while ago. I didn't play it when I was younger. I played the previous ones though. Final Fantasy 11, it was an MMO. I tried to install it at one point, but I couldn't get it working. Final Fantasy 12, really, really good game. Probably my third or fourth favorite Final Fantasy game of all time. It's Star Wars. Everyone says that it is pretty much Star Wars, the Final Fantasy game, but it's good. 13 is a complete piece of shit. Worst Final Fantasy game of all time, and yet Square Enix keep trying to push Lightning as if she's some interesting character. She is kind of the female version of Cloud, and Cloud is not interesting. I mean, be honest, you might have fond memories of the game like I do, but Cloud is a really, really dull character. Zack, I think Zack would have been a far better antagonist, but Cloud is just boring, dull, emotionally dead. He just looks weird as well. But yeah, Sephiroth was pretty awesome. Zack was awesome. A few of the other characters I really liked. Vincent is a badass. Dirge of Cerberus, such a silly name, but I like that game. That's where my channel name comes from. When I was about 12 and I was playing it, Dirge of Cerberus, Vincent's Chaos form. I thought it sounded pretty cool. Final Fantasy 14, is that even out yet? Is that the one that's coming out in the PS4? They fought this massive beast, and then they summoned Odin or something. I can't remember. Is that 15? I've been seeing this game for years and years. There was a trailer of the guy, the main character, walking down some steps and just swords appearing, like ethereal swords. So that looks pretty damn cool. I watched Angry Joe's stream of it, and it looks awesome. But I don't own a console, unfortunately, so I really do hope it comes out in PC, which I doubt it will. But it seems to be more Japanese games are coming to the PC, like the Dynasty Warriors games. Well, a lot of Koei games do come. Koei Tecmo, as they're now known, come to PC, which is awesome. I got the One Piece Pirate Warriors. I really like it. But back on to Final Fantasy, yeah, I would personally say that Final Fantasy 9 is the best. I don't know how you feel about that. It depends on which one you personally played first, I suppose. Whatever one you did play will have fond memories for you. But I really, really think it is the best. The stories, the characters, you get involved in the story so much. It just grips you in and doesn't let go. And you don't even want it to let go. I played that game for almost 2 years, constantly just finishing the game, trying to find secrets and stuff. Back then, there was no internet. There was internet, but I didn't have it. To search things up, you would buy a magazine, you would find wee clues here, there and everywhere, and then there was like word of tongue. You would hear a friend talking about a certain thing he or she did, and you would go home and try and find it yourself, and then you would go home back into school and say, hey, I found this here, I beat this boss with certain characters. It's awesome. So yeah, I will be doing this series more often. It's easier for me. What with my computer always spazzing out for some odd reason. Usually it's Windows. I hate Windows so much, but I really won't use Mac or Linux. I don't really know anything about Linux, but yeah, I'll be calling it Banter with Conor or something, and then a subtitle. But yeah, other videos related to gaming will be coming. I'm looking to start a series on Fractured Space, which looks at the different ships types and how to play them. I think I've already done a couple. They were quite popular for my channel. I mean, I don't get that many views. It's usually you guys, the more what word could I use? Valued, I suppose I could say, the ones who watch on a regular basis and comment. But I really do play a lot of games like World of Tanks, World of Warships. I'm hoping to play a Dreadnought pretty soon. It looks awesome. Now, if only somebody would make a Star Wars version of that where you could get your Imperial Star Destroyer Class 2 or Mark 2s, and oh, that'd be so epic. Why won't nobody do that? Come on, Disney. Everyone in the free-to-play market like World of Tanks and Armored Warfare and War Thunder make crap tons of money. Please do it. Maybe in the future. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to tell your friends about the channel. Try to get it growing a little bit. I mean, I'm doing this as a hobby. I don't really see a career coming out of this, but I do enjoy making videos for you all and engaging with you in the comment sections and stuff. And I have a Twitter. I'll try and link that in the description below. I do talk quite a bit on and upload beforehand, or not upload, tweet beforehand of when a video was currently uploading or processing. So again, thanks for watching. Like the video. It does get me, I don't know how to say it, more popularity. Because, you know, I have an ego that just needs stroked. I'll see you next time, guys. Hope you're all having a good one. Bye bye.